just to be flexible. There's nothing that's cut and dry, and whatever you believe in, you might preach something throughout the offseason training camp, and then when you actually go out there and play real football, it's a lot different than OTAs in practice. So just being able to adjust on the fly, be flexible, and always doing what's best for the players.
Seems like we ask you about Jared Verse throughout every week, but when you see the impact he's made on the game, what stands out to you?
You just feel him. You feel him from the sidelines. You're exactly right. He just impacts the game in the run and the pass. He's really all three downs, and he's got really good stamina to play as hard as he does for as many snaps as he plays. And he's just getting better and better, and he's making an impact on the game. And we're happy to have him.
How would you rate his trash talking? What you overhear?
I always saw that mic'd up. I don't necessarily hear it. He's obviously on the sidelines on the bench. I hear all that stuff, but when he's out there actually talking trash to the other guys, I'd say it's pretty good from hearing that mic'd up.
We just also have Clinton Lake has played and developed since you've been.
Yeah, he's been excellent. He's excellent. He's really a guy that kind of like Hoyt does for the front end. Mentally can handle and physically handle a lot of stuff. Where can play nickel, can play safety, can move around. I don't think he gets enough credit for how physical he is and how well he can cover. And then obviously he has all the above the next stuff. So he's a critical piece for us. Leader of our defense. He's kind of the heart and soul of us. So just so happy with the way he's playing. So happy.
Was any of that a surprise? I mean, based on how you guys saw him in college, his physical play, or anything a surprise that maybe you didn't quite expect?
I don't think we necessarily thought he could play nickel. That kind of happened out of necessity last year, and then nothing has surprised us this season from what he put on tape last year. And then we loved him coming out of UCLA. I was actually coaching defensive backs at the time, so he was definitely a target for us. The guy that just fit in that Rams mold. The Jordan Fullers, the Taylor Rapps, the John Johnsons, those safeties that come in here and been really good. And we saw him in that light, and he's definitely looked up to him. That's he's always been really, really good in coverage, and that's something even last year when he started playing a lot, starting games, he's excellent in coverage. Whether it's training camp, he always he's gotten our offense a few times and just vision breaks, and we like him doing that stuff. And I think he's been playing well and playing at a high level for these past 4 or 5 weeks, and that's definitely a strength of his sideline to sideline space play. And, glad to see it come to fruition the other night.
How did you John and Sean obviously make some decisions about add position groups, and then also as well to basic players specifically? What do you see about some of the little things that he does that resonate with you?
Oh, what doesn't he do? I mean, he's essentially, you really have, you obviously have Gibbs Smith, who's a great line coach, who's all right. You really have just a second line coach. He does an excellent job. He does a short yardage goal line, presents that to the coaches, presents that to the players. He runs a lot of those D-line meetings, some of their unit meetings, rush meetings with the outside backers in there. He does a lot of stuff in individual for him. I mean, he's the sky's the limit for him. He's a great coach, not just to be a defensive line coach, but to move up from there. So really,
Coach, with all the
yeah, you can see it. You see the development of Kobe Turner, and you've seen the development of Fisk and Tyler Davis, and he's got a proven track record in year and a half, 2 years he's been here, and I know he did the same thing when he was in Denver with Marcus Dixon. So you see the work, and it pays off, and it's the same thing whether we're going to go out in Indy today. He's going to be exactly the same dripping sweat, and when we started team period, just like he was the first day of phase 2. So you can't say enough about the work he is and the job he does for us.
Coach, with all the attention, that's been given to the defensive line, one of the names that's been overlooked is Bobby Brown. Can you talk about his impact on the defense and what he means?
I definitely agree. He's kind of a centerpiece of that D line. He obviously is a real physical player, real stout at the point of attack. I don't think he gets enough credit, and I didn't necessarily know how smart he was and how much he understands the game and understanding how to get guys lined up and how we want to justify things like that. So he's doing an excellent job. He's been great these last couple of weeks, and just kind of keep it rolling.
How do you
Chris,
describe?
you mentioned Kobe Turner, a guy who last year took a lot of pride in being a sponge and learning from Aaron Donald. What have you seen from him in the sophomore season, just in these past 10 weeks or so?
Just continue to grow. You know, the whole emphasis was, hey, you don't need to be Aaron Donald, you just need to be the best version of Kobe Turner, and he's done just that. Thought he probably played one of his best games the other night. Just see him flying around the field, making plays, running out of the stack on screens, getting tackles, you know, chasing Tua around, you know, beating guys, you know, whether it's the run on 1st and 10 or getting in the backfield or in pass rush situations. So he's a complete player. You know, he started on that trajectory last year, and he's just continued to do that. And you see the work that he puts in, you know, with AC, with Gift, you know, with all those D-line guys. And, you know, he's done an excellent job.
How do you describe Kobe as a person?
He's honestly, like, he almost makes you feel inferior as a person because he's such a great guy. He's like one of those guys, like, you're like, how do you, I mean, he's just never had a bad day, you know, works so hard, one of the hardest workers on the team. You know, he's team captain in his 2nd year, coming from a smaller school. Everything he's got, he's deserved, and he's extremely talented. But, you know, as a person, you know, he's a great guy, well-rounded, likes all different types of music. I mean, I think you guys can see, you know, singing the national anthem, all that type of stuff. And he's himself every day. He's a true self, and he's very comfortable with himself. And, you know, that's why we love him.
All right. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Thank you.